Hey guys, Superboy here with another video. This is going to be another story time video. Anyways, now that I got that out of the way, let's get started. So, there's going to be some more school stories that happened over the years. The first one that I'm going to be talking about is one that happened back in 6th grade with me and Salty. And, let's just say it was one that I will always remember because it was funny as hell. But yeah. Anyways, on to the story. It started with me and Salty. And we had a third friend, but he wasn't there that day. But yeah, back then in 6th grade, me and Salty and our friends would make comics. And when we came up to brainstorm with ideas, we'd be at the Jungle Gym. That was our place of operation. We literally set our territory over there. Like, if anyone would come over there, we'd be like, hey, back off. Like, we'd have these little sticks pretending they're guns. And they'd just back off for some reason. I don't know why, just imagination is crazy, right? Anyways, this happened one day when we were discussing, but then Salty decided to be a show off. He's like, "Hey, watch this. I'm gonna go to the top of the Jungle Gym and balance on one foot." I'm like, "Bro, you're going to fall off." He's like, "No, I'm not." He goes up there, right? Gets on one foot. Surprisingly, he actually bounces, and I'm like, "Oh shit." He proved me wrong. But yeah. Let's just say though, when he was getting down, the exact opposite outcome happened. See, this jungle gym had 4 layers. The top layer was like 8 feet in the air, right? And the bottom layer was 1 foot from the ground. He fell all the way from the bottom, all the way from the top layer to the bottom. And let's just say, the place he fell onto, he fell all the way to the bottom bar on his salty jewels, I'm gonna just call them. His salt rocks. Yeah. Yeah, he was on the ground for 5 minutes. Like, I saw the pain in his eyes. He wanted to put him out of his misery. He just looked me straight in the eyes. He's like, for God's sake, put me out of my misery. Kill me. And I just stand there, feeling so bad. But yeah, the bell rings. I help him get up. I'm like, don't worry, man, just walk it off. He's like, that's easy for you to say. You didn't fall from freaking 100 feet. I'm like, it wasn't even 100 feet. Shut up. Stop being dramatic. But yeah, like 20 minutes later, he's just sitting at his desk all happy and stuff. And yeah, that happened. But yeah, second story happened during 9th grade. And these teachers dropped shaved ice. They just dumped it onto the ground. Cause I don't know why. I don't even know what they're using it for. But they didn't want it anymore. So all the kids are over there like, hey, let's make snowballs. So yeah, that's exactly what they do. They make snowballs. And a whole war came out. We called it World War III, school edition. But yeah. Salty got a bunch of ice, put it together into like one giant rock of like mixed with dirt, ice, and grass and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell? His hand was literally red from it being so cold. Yeah. You know what he does with that giant ice rock? He's originally planning to save it for one of our friends, but threw it at me straight in the face. And boy, did that hurt. My face is bleeding. My teeth were bleeding for a bit, but it stopped after a while. Yeah, I got him back by throwing like a giant thing of ice at his head, and it was like tiny snowball, but I threw it at his head, and I put ice in the back of his shirt. Seems a bit cruel, but hey, he threw a giant rock at me. Yeah, and then one of our other friends came, and I got a tiny snowball and put it in his shirt as well. Felt kind of bad because he did nothing to deserve that, but he got me back as well by doing the same thing to me. But yeah, that's another story that happened. A third story is another one that happened in 6th grade, where it's basically kind of like we had like a little mafia type business, or I don't even know what to call it. But yeah, basically I was like, I made this paper sword, right? Don't know really what to compare it to, but I guess I'll just kind of like compare it to those like kind of like swords that Kratos had from God of War. Kind of similar to that, like tiny but like big swords at the same time. Yeah, some guy I was able to make those and katanas. Some dude's like, whoa, that's cool. Can you make me a katana with a case? I'm like, okay, sure. I make it when he gives me a quarter, right? I'm like, hey, I could make a business out of this. Me and my friend make a business. And it didn't really go that much because most of the people in our class were girls and they didn't like that type of stuff. They're like, ew, swords, nasty. I don't know why. They're just kind of like those type of girls. But, yeah, so instead of making, that kind of shut down fast, but we decided, we're like, you know what? We're gonna make a tribe. So what did we do? Alright, me, Salty, Hector, and Hugo, we told everyone, we're like, alright, this is what we're going to do. Everyone make a paper weapon and bring it to school tomorrow, alright? And they're like, alright, that's exactly what we do. And yeah, next day, I have a paper katana with a case. Salty has like a giant, like, kind of like a giant Kratos sword that I kind of make. And then Hector had a similar sword to him. Oh no, he made a paper gun. And Hugo, really skilled, he made a paper hatchet with a belt that you could put the hatchet on. Yeah, that was pretty cool until, like, you know how some schools have, like, those new nades, and they'll, like, confiscate stuff for no reason, just to ruin a kid's day? That's exactly what they did. I guess they did have a reason, because weapons, duh. But yeah, took away my weapons, and they're like, don't bring those to school anymore. I just look her in the eyes, I'm like, you know I can make another one, right? I'm good at origami. I can make this stuff. I'm an artist. And they're like, do it. I'll have to send you to the principal's office. I'm like, alright, fine. Once she has her back turned, I make it. But then she turns around to see if I had it, and she sees what looks like a paper sword. And I give it to Salty as she's walking over, and he throws it away. And she's like, let me see your hands. I pull them out. I'm like, see, I don't have anything. And she tells me to turn, like, she basically looks around, like, makes me spin around to make sure I'm not hiding it. But yeah, I didn't have it, because it's in garbage can. But yeah, this last story, also happened in 6th grade. A lot of these stories happen in 6th grade, because, yeah, 6th grade was like a wild year. Yeah, this story happened when we had a field trip to Knott's Berry Farm for like having good grades and passing tests. I feel bad for the kids who didn't. They had to stay at the principal's office doing work. But yeah, we basically we had to stick with our class the first like 20 minutes, which fair enough. and we all voted to go on the Jaguar, because that ride is just good. I love it. But yeah, we went on it about 2 times, and the teacher was like, "Oh, you could split up now. Just make sure to come back." But I didn't hear him, so I thought we had to keep with our group because some more people running. I'm like, "Salty, we have to go with our group." He's like, "No, the teacher's gonna say something." I'm like, "No, he said we had to stay with our group." Despite him trying, I won the argument, and we ended up going again. But we were running, right? Cause I thought we were gonna get in trouble. I'm like, "Bro, we gotta catch up." He's like, all right, hold up. They forgot to put a wet floor sign, and he ended up slipping, and I thought he just sprained his ankle. He's like, oh, I sprained my ankle. He was like, seemed pretty mad. He got mad at me, which I don't blame him now. It kind of was my fault. Kind of was a freaking stubborn kid. But yeah, found out that he did end up breaking his leg, but I felt bad because he had to limp through that all day. He got me back though because we ate and then he made me go on a spinning ride, which I thought was really messed up, but yeah. At the same time, I did deserve it because he had been in crutches for the last month of school. So he had to miss out on a lot of projects because he had to get his leg checked. But yeah, I felt bad because we got our 6th grade promotion where we got to go to middle school, finally. He had to go up the stairs in his crutches. It looked like he was having trouble. Like one of the staff members had to kind of help him a bit. I'm like, bro, oh man, this is my fault. I look back to that, I feel so bad. But yeah, that's about most of the crazy school stories that happened throughout my life. And if you want to hear more about these types of stories, put it down in the comments. I'll make new story videos. And if you want to post some of your stories that you've had during school years or anything like that in the comments, because I think they're pretty cool. Those type of stories are always cool to hear from other people. Anyways, that's gotta be it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.